This episode is brought to you by Bureau, our title sponsor. With 8 vibrant locations in Miami's best neighborhoods, Bureau is the perfect co-working place to work, network, and thrive alongside other entrepreneurs, creatives, professionals, and local businesses. Find your space at bureaumiami.com.
Well, we're here at Bureau Central with Andy Hellinger. Thanks for coming down. Andy brought pizza, and we're drinking tequila.
Yeah,
Cheers.
we just devoured some pizza. Thank you for bringing that, Andy. Cheers.
Thank you. Courtesy of Hellinger Riverfront.
Yes. Elliott Riverfront. What was the pizza we just had? It was like
He had, they did a new one for you guys.
especially for us.
Yeah. I told him I was coming to a podcast. Like, oh, we're trying out a new pizza. Mushroom, onion, artichokes, pesto base.
Excellent.
It was amazing.
I'd go back. The dough was amazing, and we had a little margarita as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing that along.
Oh, welcome. Thanks for letting me eat a little lunch before we got too drunk.
Exactly.
Figured it was better to eat before chewing in our listeners' ears.
It's a good call.
I did get a warning before I came over that I needed to make sure that I could hold my booze on the way out. So here we go.
That's overrated.
Awesome. Well, cheers and welcome. It's your first time to Bureau too, right?
I've not been in a bureau before.
We're going to give you the full tour. Mike Feinstein, the owner of Bureau, is a close friend of ours. He was actually Built World guest #1. So he lets us use the space, and who knows, maybe you guys will do a project and throw a Bureau in there.
It's nice. Well, you can tell them I have 34,000 square feet of office space left, and we haven't been a fan yet of a shared office, although I think it is creative to what we built at River Landing. I think there's a need for it in the health district. We just haven't had the appetite for it yet.
Okay. I could see one going in there, actually.
Yeah, could be worth the discussion.
Riverfront, beautiful views back to the ocean. People come by boat and enjoy the river.
All right, we're going to connect you guys. He's a good guy.
All right. Well, you heard it here. We just did our first deal.
First deal
Look
here.
at that.
Done.
Who's going to pay us, Mike or Andy?
Depends how drunk we're getting.
We want the commission here.
That's it.
That's how we get involved here.
Well, now I know you work for food.
Yeah, we're actually pretty
Food
cheap.
and tequila.
Yeah, food and tequila.
We're
Like, we don't need anything else. Well, cool, Andy. We're really excited to have you on here. I don't know if have you listened to any podcasts before?
I did. I've been very impressed with the guests you've had on. And I'm thinking, why am I here?
Yeah, not the host at all either, right? It's the guests. Well, we're gonna find out why you're here, but we want to go way back. Are you a Miamian?
I wasn't born here, but I moved here when I was 9.
That's close enough.
Grew up in what's now Palmetto Bay.
Okay, where were you born?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, go Knicks, by the way.
Go Knicks.
I hope you're still not a Boston fan.
I can still pack my cat and have it yad.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Got a Southie in here.
I love the Beantown.
Yeah. That's where your parents are from?
My parents are from the Boston area, Lynn and Brookline.
Okay. So you were born in Boston proper?
In Boston,
okay. And then what did your parents do, and what brought them to the 305?
My dad was an oral surgeon.
Okay.
Actually, one of the first to do dental implants in the country.
Wow.
And we came down to Miami twice a year, every year. And one trip down, they left us at the hotel. And we thought, that's a little weird. Like, they left us at the hotel? They left us poolside at somewhere in Bell Harbor. Myself, my 2 brothers, and my sister.
Okay.
They left us at the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, who does that
Yeah.
now? Like, would you ever do that now?
We should.
In today and age?
We should.
Yeah. So,
Character building.
So they come back and they go, how'd you like to move to Miami? And, okay, I was 9 years old. What did I know? I thought, shit.
Why not?
This place isn't so
I don't
bad.
have to go to school again? Hell yeah, let's move to Miami.
So you had older siblings or younger?
I have an older sibling. He lives here in Miami. I have a younger brother. He lives in New York, and a sister who's younger that also lives here in Miami.
So so next thing you know, you're on vacation and You end up moving here.
Here.
Where'd your parents go? Where did they drop you off? They went to go look for a
We
job?
were staying at a hotel on South Beach in Bal Harbor, and they go, "We're going to leave you here at the pool. We'll be back in a few hours."
Okay.
We came back in a few hours and said, "You want to move here?" Yeah. Okay, we bought a house.
Oh, they went out and bought a house.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
Just pick one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
And so, what? Your dad started a private practice here, or
He
joined a
moved
practice?
his practice here
Yeah.
and relaunched his private oral surgery practice here.
Yeah.
My mom was a school teacher and a
Okay.
model.
That's where you get your good looks.
Oh yeah, right. My long blonde hair too. Yeah, right. And she modeled under the name Mrs. Jones in Massachusetts.
That's awesome.
And the newspapers used to have this whole thing going on. Mrs. Jones shops here, Mrs. Jones shops there, and there'd be pictures of her, full spreads in newspapers of Mrs. Jones.
She tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like now she'd be a podcaster, right?
Yeah.
Or an influencer.
Yeah.
She was an original influencer.
The first influencing from the paper.
I have pictures of her in the Sherwin-Williams store, like in the hardware store, buying paint, and I'm thinking, my mom never painted. in the bank, in the pharmacy, which at the time was like a Rexall Drugs.
Yeah.
All these pictures of her shopping around town.
So did she come down here to do modeling as well, or
She did a couple of fill-ins for movies, but no,
Gotcha.
she was a mom,
All
a
right.
stay-at-home mom at that point.
Gotcha.
And then when her kids, me and my brother and sister, were old enough, she became a travel agent.
Okay.
Miami's a good spot for that.
Yeah.
And what were you into growing up here? Like, what was that like?
Grew up in Palmetto Bay, you said, right?
Grew up in Palmetto Bay. I was a big tennis player.
Oh, really?
I played junior competitive tennis, high school tennis, college tennis, professional tennis.
Dang.
Played a lot. Had a lot of focus on that.
You still play tennis?
A couple of days a week. Yeah, I do.
Please tell me you don't play pickleball.
I don't. For two reasons. One, if I have time, I want to play tennis.
Yeah.
And two, pickleball's for people that can't play tennis.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%.
They just can't.
Yeah.
And it's the number one injury sport in orthopedics.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know like 2 or 3 people that have blown their Achilles playing tennis.
You mean
Or
pickleball?
Pickleball, yeah.
Oh my god.
Because you're athletic doing something that's easier than tennis. And you're not used to being athletic.
Yeah.
You hurt stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one emergency room incident now is pickleball.
I believe it.
That's wild.
Yeah, I believe it.
And we don't have enough orthopedic surgeons.
But the orthopedic surgeons are staying busy, I guess, with all these old timers.
Good for them. They're probably putting up all these pickleball courts everywhere.
So you play tennis still?
I do.
That's awesome.
A couple of days a week. I play. I'm 60. I know. I don't look 60, but
You're looking good for 60.
I'm 60. I'm playing tennis against guys in their late 30s, early 40s. So I'm still playing pretty well.
Yeah.
I think.
What else do you do?
We heard you play doubles with your dad still. Or you did.
I played doubles. I played father-son doubles with my 2 boys.
Okay.
My son played father-son national championships with my dad.
Oh wow.
My dad, when I was growing up, actually was one of my stay-at-home coaches, and made sure that I understood persistence in practice made you better in whatever your performance was. And so he put in a lot of his own practice time. He found time to leave work early to make sure that I got extra practice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have a tennis court at home or something? Or?
We did have a tennis
That's
court at
awesome.
home.
So you were out there all the time.
And he put in lights so that he rigged himself so that when it got dark, we could still practice a little bit to make sure that he felt that we were getting things right.
That's crazy.
That's pretty sweet.
Dedicated.
Yeah. So you played in. So when you start playing, how old were you when you started playing tennis?
6.
6. You play any other sports?
I played baseball.
Okay.
In Boston, I played hockey, and I played basketball. And then I think when I was 12, I didn't play any more sports but tennis.
Okay.
Locked in.
And nowadays, besides tennis, do you do anything else to stay in shape?
I do kickboxing.
Oh, wow.
that's
Holy
cool.
shit.
We have a CKO boxing gym at River Landing, and I box there a couple of days a week. So the
that's
routine
awesome.
is I'm in the gym with weights,
What time are you in there in the gym at?
7 in the morning.
Dang.
Gym with the weights 2 days a week, 2 days a week of boxing, 2 days a week of tennis.
Great.
Wow.
I like that. Badass.
There
Don't
we
fuck
go.
with Andy. He'll
Don't
kick
fuck
you in
with
the
Andy.
head.
That's 1 day recovery. The boxing's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
When did you
great.
start doing that?
I actually I started it when they opened.
Oh, yeah?
2 years ago. I had boxed as part of my tennis training when I was a teenager, but I hadn't done it since.
Yeah.
It's really great workout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cardio is no joke with boxing.
And the trainers are vicious. A lot of them
Oh, yeah.
are boxers today, or
Yeah.
not boxers. What is it? Not the
The
full
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, a lot of them are still in fighting.
Yeah.
Whatever it
Like
is.
MMA?
Like the MMA stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they're scary.
They're in shape. Man, are they? They are like in jealousy kind of shape.
So when you were a kid growing up here, other than tennis, were you doing anything like on the entrepreneurial side? Were you doing like lemonade stands or anything like that?
Oh, geez.
What was your first job? How about that?
This could be a bit embarrassing. Okay, I washed cars in high school, but
That was your first job?
my first self-employed job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get picked up from the neighbors and family friends. But I DJ'd.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
I used to have a whole DJ set. I did it. I started it with one of my brothers, and then I did it with a friend, and I did it all the way through college.
Oh, nice.
What was your DJ name?
I didn't have a DJ.
Oh man, I was hoping to get him with that one.
I did not. I did not have a DJ. I did not have a DJ name. But everyone knew we were coming. We built our own trailer for the DJ equipment, a wood trailer, and painted it pink.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
cool. And what were you doing? Like high school dances, bar mitzvahs?
Middle school and high school and bar mitzvahs.
Okay.
That's cool. What kind of music? Everything?
Whatever was playing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Sure. What was it like growing up here
Right.
in the 80s? That had to be a different time.
How many 8 balls have you done in the 80s?
It wasn't as crazy now. The traffic wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to ride a bike on some roads because you got to worry about traffic.
You ride a bike every once in a while?
I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Under the theory that someone hits you.
You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a few friends that have been hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more beach towny in the 80s.
It was more beach town. It wasn't as built up as it is now. Though where we were in Palmetto Bay, it was still farmland.
Mm.
There, and you think of it now, you go, well, farmland's down in Homestead.
Yeah.
Our house was at Southwest 77th Avenue and 144th Street.
Wow.
There were tomato farms around. There were
absolutely.
tomato farms around
Yeah.
us.
Where was your dad's office? Where was his practice?
152nd Avenue and US 1.
Okay, so it was south as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what were you good at in school as a kid? Were there any subjects that drew you in more than others?
I was good at math and sciences.
It's a common theme.
It is
Not
a common
so
thing.
much. The writing, not so much.
No? It's a very common theme.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I went to law school, so
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer by training, and I think I'm a pretty good writer now. And,
Yeah.
and if you asked me to write something in middle school or high school, I'd be like, really? Could you just shoot me instead? Put me out of my misery.
Ben, you know what they say in real estate, if people don't know you, they're not doing business with you.
Exactly. That's why the Built World podcast works with top-of-mind public relations, because being a best-kept secret sure doesn't pay the bills.
Paula Uspa Abbott, the brains behind Top of Mind PR, is a former real estate journalist, so she knows exactly what makes the media pay attention.
And let's be real, getting in the press isn't just about bragging rights. It's about building credibility, landing deals, and making sure the right people know your name.
Whether Whether it's top-tier media coverage, killer storytelling, or just making sure you're the one people think of first, Top of Mind PR has you covered.
Want to stand out? Hit up topofmind-pr.com or email info@topofmind-pr.com.
Because in real estate, if you're not visible, you're invisible. Ben, you and I are all about PropTech, and if there's one tool we absolutely cannot live without for a commercial real estate brokerage business at Gridline Properties, it's Vista.
Absolutely. Vista is incredible. We use it every single day, and we're always wondering, how do they do this? Every evening we get an email from them with real-time closed transactions. No more waiting around for months for the property appraiser to finally update.
Yeah, whether you're doing industrial, retail, office, land deals, they have every closed transaction. And it's not just the speed, Ben. The details are on point. Seller and buyer info, contact details, phone numbers, emails, everything is accurate.
It's hands down our top prospecting tool to farm for warehouse deals in Hialeah. Vista keeps us one step ahead always. It's also the best way to search for comps when putting together opinions of values for clients.
Head on over to Vista.com and use code BuiltWorld and get 30 days free access today. VIZZDA.com.
And growing up, did you have any idea of what you wanted to do or be? Because what was the...
Yeah, I wanted to be a professional tennis player.
Oh, really?
That was it for me.
You were one track.
One track.
So my son is 12. He wants to be a professional footballer, soccer player. When did you realize that you were not going to be a tennis player?
I played tennis at the University of Miami. The team was really good. We played in the national championships tournament a couple of years in a row. We got to the semifinals. I had some really good wins. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go on tour. Wow. I went on tour, and I damaged my right shoulder, which is my playing arm.
When you say go on tour, what does that mean?
Played on the professional tour.
So you were playing professional tennis.
Yeah.
What were you ranked?
330 was my best ranking. So at 330 in the world in the 1980s, you were poor. You weren't making money. And the top 90 maybe broke even, but the top 5 or 6 made real money. Like you could retire on
right.
that.
Right.
Otherwise, there wasn't like it is today. It's a little bit more flow down in money. And I hurt my shoulder. I needed surgery.
You hurt your shoulder playing
tennis.
Pro. But real quick, before we get there, so you were at UM.
Yeah.
You graduated with a degree in business.
I did.
And how did you do in school? Good student?
I was a good student.
You were a good student?
I was a top athletic department scholar.
Okay. Did you? Yeah, you got a scholarship.
I don't know. You got to rate yourself with all the football players. To be so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
But you got a scholarship to UM for tennis.
I had a partial.
Look at this.
That's awesome.
Andy's an overachiever over here. Huh?
I wish. Yeah. Proof is I persistently built River Landing. I overachieved. I started off being called the little-known developer, and fast forward from 2012 when the newspaper coined little-known developer, they now go, oh, such a visionary.
It's persistence. It's always an overnight success after 15 years, right?
Yeah, it's persistence, which goes back to my dad made me hit a lot of overheads and serves.
Yeah.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Right?
So you fucked your shoulder up playing on the tour?
I screwed my shoulder up in my last year of college, just as I was starting to play on the tour. Back at that time, we were able to figure out how to do both. And doctor said, oh, you're going to need surgery. And I go, geez, how long's the recovery? They go, maybe a year and a half. And I go, wow. Will my game return the way I've been playing? He goes, I don't know. I go, you know what? Law school's for me.
Dang. But I mean, you pursued that dream until you were like 21, 22.
21.
Dang. That's persistence.
Yeah.
And did you get the surgery?
I didn't.
You did not. And how's your shoulder today?
There are days that at my age it's a little painful. I went to a surgeon a year ago. I said, my shoulder hurts, and I know at 21 the doctor said I had a torn labrum and maybe I needed surgery, but the technology wasn't good enough. Can you fix it up? He goes, you're too old. I suggest you learn to live with the pain, because now you have baritis, you have a cyst that's impinging on a nerve, and you have a torn labrum. I suggest you just figure out how to
Suck
deal.
it up.
Suck it up, old man. Yeah. That was the medical advice. Really? And I'm thinking, wait a minute, can I get my copay back?
Yeah, can I get a refund? I don't want any of your help. I'm good.
Too funny.
So your shoulder's messed up. The dreams of being in the top 5 are dashed, and you're like, I guess I'll go to law school. Like, what made you make that? That's a full 180 from professional athlete to lawyer.
Come on, it's like any graduate. You got to stay in school and stay on the family dole.
Yeah, I hear that.
Right? It's like, okay, mom and dad, I don't know what I want to do yet, but if I
school.
go to school, which school will you continue to support?
Yeah.
The lifestyle.
Yeah. So
Right?
lawyer
Living
was-
the dream.
Yeah.
So I enrolled at Law School.
And did you have any idea of what kind of law you wanted to do?
I didn't. A good friend of mine was a PI lawyer, and
They make money sometimes.
they make money sometimes. And I thought, you know what? I'll go to law school. I'll take the easy road. I'll be a PI lawyer in his firm. And when I graduated law school, he says, the PI law, not so good, and you shouldn't do it. You should go into business. So I became a business lawyer. I did bankruptcy and commercial litigation. He's continued to do very well. He was wrong.
Yeah, he was just trying to kill the competition. it
I
sounds
keep
like.
telling every time I remind him of that conversation, I keep telling me he owes me some salary,
or some referral fees or something.
something like that, right? So I practiced bankruptcy and commercial law, and then I had always wanted to do business, something in business, and to me, the law is a backbone of that. The real estate's a natural. Everything you do in real estate is managing risk. And that's what the law teaches you. Whether you're managing risk for yourself, or you're managing risk for a client, or you're presenting a case, you have to explain the pros and cons of each side and understand the risk of winning or losing. And so at some point, one of my clients asked me to become the president of their development company, and I kept saying no because I really enjoyed practicing law at the time. I didn't think that I would do something else. But the proposal became so good that I had to say yes.
So what law firm were you working for after college, after law school?
I started at a firm called Michon, Sloto, Greenberg, and Hellinger.
Okay.
And that firm dissolved.
So you're a partner right off the bat?
About 2 years after graduating law school.
That's cool.
And then I joined a firm called Milan, Russin, and Hellinger. And I practiced there until I left to join Boymelgreen Developers as its president.
Okay, and they were a client of yours.
They were a client of the firm.
And what were they doing? How
So
did you get connected with them, and what were they working on?
interesting story how I got connected with them. I was going to a synagogue, a shul in Coconut Grove called the Chabad Shul. And the rabbi there, his name is Rabbi Fellig. His brother-in-law was Shia Boymelgreen. And he was complaining, I won't use names of firms, that the law firm representing Boymelgreen Developers was not responsive to his needs, wouldn't return phone calls timely, wasn't getting stuff done. And I said, geez, I can solve that problem. If he hires us, he'll have my number, and I'll give him a backup or two so that he always has somebody to call. So the rabbi picks up the phone, calls the brother-in-law hires us, and we take away the work from a really large law firm in town, and we became their lawyers. 2 years into representing them, we were really running the business from our law firm because their home offices were in New York, and they didn't have really good administration here in Miami, so we were doing a lot of administration. And eventually they said, we can't afford you anymore as a lawyer. Do you want to become the president of the company? And I thought about it, and I thought the opportunity to reshape Miami with the holdings that the company owned was really good. So,
What were they doing in New York? What were their holdings in New York?
another interesting story. The company in New York was called Leviev Boymelgreen Developers, a partnership of Israeli Leviev and New Yorker Shia Boymelgreen. After after 9/11, they bought up buildings that were no longer usable, but they weren't damaged beyond repair. And they converted those from office to residential. And the company was known for helping to revive life in Lower Manhattan. They made a lot of money. And
Those conversions are not easy, office to residential. You really have to pick the right building.
there were some really cool conversions, like the
Yeah.
J.P. Morgan Bank became a Philippe Stark building, I think called 50 Broad. And in the basement was the vault. And
Oh,
that
that's
was
cool.
turned into the vault door is now left open, and the common room downstairs with a swimming pool and gym and everything with the open vault.
That's
Oh,
cool.
That's pretty
It's
awesome.
very cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
So there were some really good purchases, and they
Yeah.
took the profits and bought up a lot of Miami. So
And what
Miami
year-
World Center, right?
What year was this?
2002 to 2005 is when we did the acquisitions
In Miami.
in Miami. Yeah.
And you worked with them as their counsel on those
In
acquisitions?
24 and 25.
2004 and 2005.
Yeah.
Okay.
2004, 2005.
Got it. So you're super familiar with the companies, with everything before they approached you
Yeah.
to work with them.
Yeah. So they owned a lot. And we had about $1 billion in holdings in downtown Miami. Things that are built on today, we owned. Our partners, like a lot of partnerships, they stopped getting along, and we had to sell off our assets, and eventually we sold our assets. The partners moved along. But a lot of the things we owned are built on today. Panorama is a site we owned. Tibor Hollow built our building. At Fifth and Alton, where Russell Galbert and Terra Group built that new building, a piece of that land
Yep.
was ours.
Oh, wow.
30th and Biscayne, where it was sold to Russell Galbert's company. They have a planned building to go there. Here we're close to World Center. In World Center, we owned 11 acres and ended up selling that to Art Falcone and his
Oh, wow.
group.
Wow.
So we had a lot.
Yeah.
We had a lot. The only building we actually built and finished was the Marquis Condominium at 11th and Biscayne.
And you did that project from start to finish at the company?
When I started the company, we were in foundation.
Okay. It's a beautiful project.
It's a very cool building. Yeah.
And that was a full condo. And that was, what year was that? That was pre crash, right?
Pre-crash.
Yeah.
I think the building opened towards the end of the crash.
What was it like?
It was like the last building permit issued. Maybe Paramount Bay was one after us, but it was pretty close to the last building issued pre-crash.
What was it like going from lawyer to running a development company? That's a bit of a transition, or not really?
It wasn't that that difficult of a transition, because you're managing risk. Now you're just managing it for one client or your own interest, as opposed to other people's interests and other people's problems. These are now your problems.
And as president of the company, were you overseeing New York and Miami, or just Miami?
Just Miami.
Got it. And as president, what does president mean? Like, what are you? You're driving the ship. You're running everything.
Here in Miami, I drove the ship.
How many people were working with you?
We had 20 people working
okay.
for us here in Miami. Company had company-wide about 200 people.
Oh, wow. Big company.
And when they bought all this stuff, was it distressed, or how did they acquire so much? They just were repurposing profits from New York, or
A lot of it was like where World Center is now. All that was basically parking lots.
Yeah, I remember.
It was the Daily Business Review had their office and plant there. There were parking lots. There were some really old buildings. There was a jeweler that had a building there probably for 30 years. There's just a lot of old stuff.
So you guys, they're just moving money from New York to Miami because it seemed like a good time to buy stuff.
It did, and relative to the rest of the world, whether Miami is a hot market even today, Miami prices compared to the rest of the world are simply cheap. So at the time, you could take your money and buy in New York at, say, $1,000 a foot, or you could buy it here in Miami at $200 a foot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same holds true today, that you could buy decent property at $500 a foot, but in New York it's $3,000 a foot, or London it's $5,000 a foot, and France is probably $8,000 a foot.
So relative, Miami is still cheap.
That's why money is still flocking here in Miami, relatively speaking to the rest of the world. It's still cheap, but it's also resilient. Think about the last two recessions. What was the first market to recover?
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm reading a book right now called Bubble in the Sun. Have you heard of this book?
I have not.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's about the history of real estate in Florida, and as someone in real estate, and I think a lot of our listeners would appreciate this book. We were just at a ULI conference last week, and Julie Medley, the executive director of ULI, recommended the book. It's worth checking out. About halfway through.
And is it a factual book?
Yeah, it's a nonfiction.
And what's the thesis?
I'm not sure. It's really it's a history lesson about how Florida was developed. And the characters. So, Fisher and Merrick and Flagler. But they really go into every one of these guys' lives and who they were and what they brought to the city. And it talks about West Palm as well, how that was kind of like the more traditional wealth versus Miami, and I think it's Carl's his name, Carl Fisher, how he was more of a fast and loose guy, and they really wanted to build a place for the nouveau riche of that era. And in a lot of ways, it seems like things are similar in some ways, right? West Palm still continues to be, old money, and things seem to fly a little faster here in Miami, and it's more of a transitional new money sort of place with crypto and whatnot. So it's an interesting perspective. So worth a read for those of us that are in the real estate industry.
I'm going to look it up now.
Yeah, I got to read it too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He'll let you check it out.
Yeah.
Library.
Throw me the
Library.
copy.
Get your library card.
When you were at LBD, I'm just thinking about that portfolio they had. Was the mandate to develop all that land, or were you kind of just working through it? Were you going to build on all that stuff?
We were.
Oh, okay,
We
that
were.
was the plan.
So today, the World Center is a lot of condos and apartments,
Yeah.
and it's just walking streets. We had a plan that we were going to try and build more of a low-rise, high-rise area, make it more like Soho, New York, but we were going to build some green spaces that tied Bayfront Park into the blocks that now make up World Center. So we were trying to create a walkable area, Miami. And we had this whole master plan of what zones would be high-rise, where would be low-rise, where would be townhouses. We were going to do a lot of brownstones, walk-up units off the street, and then snake a green space from Bayfront Park, crossing the street, all the way to what's now the Arch Center, because we knew back in 2006 we started discussions about changing the bridge.
Oh, interesting.
Which is now taking place. So we knew that bridge was going to get taller, and there'd be a connectivity into what's called today the Arts and Entertainment Zone. We actually owned 2 blocks to the west of the Arch, and our plan was to build offices and an apartment building there and parking for the Arched, but then have a tunnel to get up and over to the Arched under the street as opposed to what's there now. So we had this whole master plan for that area of Miami into the Arts and Entertainment Zone. It wasn't that we didn't have the staying power economically. We were headed into what became the Great Recession. We just had 2 partners that stopped liking each other.
Well, they
So
stopped liking each other at a good time.
I was actually, the story was written that I must have foreshadowed the crash in the market because we contracted before the recession
You should just go
to
with that
sell a
one.
lot of stuff, and people thought, oh, I had this great crystal ball.
You should have just kept that one going.
I just okay, I'll take that one. Yeah.
We can go back and fix the record. Andy foresaw it coming. He sold everything.
Right. We sold for top of the market back then, which is sad because I've seen what some of the property that we owned is traded for now, and I'm thinking, darn if we only held on to it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But that's pretty interesting that you guys were going to kind of do this, low rise, high rise thing there, especially considering the fact that at that point, was it zoned high density back then, like as it is today?
It
I think
was.
it was.
It
right?
was. It was
Under
all
the
then high density.
1100 was also 80,
I mean, that's all
60
CBD.
stories. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
It's that you guys weren't thinking about maximizing density there.
We were thinking
Creating-
about how to create a community.
Yeah.
When we built the Marquis condominium, the one problem we had in sales were the schools in the area were bad.
Yeah.
And the one way to bring in schools was to make a more user-friendly, inhabitable community and make it feel like suburbia. So we even had a plan that one of the blocks would have a school in it.
So when you guys sold everything, when the partners got in a fight, when you Michael Burried the 2007 crash and sold everything,
Yeah.
was that the end of LBD, or like what was the next step there?
Yeah, the partnership wound itself up, and I didn't want to go back to practicing law.
Yeah.
So when I was practicing law, there was a young lady I hired out of law school to be a young associate, and she really wanted to be equal to the men at the law firm, and she really shined as a lawyer. So when I became the president of LBD, I made her the in-house general counsel. And it's funny because when they hired me, they go, now we're hiring you, but there's a condition. You have to bring with you the people at the law firm that were actually doing the work.
Oh.
So one of them was Coralie Penabad, who's my partner today in development, and she became general counsel. And I brought with us a bunch of the paralegals that were already doing a lot of the administration work, managing sales contracts of condominiums and things like that. And so when Leviev Boymelgreen wrapped up, I didn't want to go back to practicing law, so Coralie and I started our own development firm, but we were in a recession, so that didn't really bode well for more investment.
So when did you start the company?
2006.
Okay.
And late 2006, and we 2007.
Okay.
And we figured, how are we going to do development because we're in a recession?
Yep.
So we went to banks that we knew, and we said, listen, guys, you're going to take back a lot of real estate, but if you hire us to complete unfinished buildings on your behalf, you will make your money back plus. And let me show you how. So banks hired us to take over projects that they foreclosed on or were in the process of foreclosing on, and we completed the projects.
That's cool. It's a great spot to be in.
And that gave us a foothold in, I'm continuing on in development.
And what projects were they based in Florida, these projects that you were working on, or
They were all in Florida.
They were
up the east coast of Florida, from Miami up to Jacksonville.
condos, multifamily?
Some were condos, some were multifamily, some were high-rise, some were garden style.
All residential, though.
I had one office condo project in, believe it or not, in Daytona, but basically all multifamily.
Was that like your initiative? Your idea was like, okay, we're in a recession. Let's go talk to the banks and see if we can help them. Like, where did that idea go?
It was. We're in a recession. The banks are going to take back assets. Well, they're not going to know what to do with them. They're going to sell them at a discount. but they had already committed loan dollars. So let's say you're building a condominium for $300 million, and you're foreclosing because the developer couldn't meet its obligations, but you committed loan dollars, right? And so as long as you're within your what you budgeted, we'll finish the project for you. We'll sell the project out, and you'll make your money back.
And how did that work effectively with the capital stack? Did you have to bring in other lenders or equity to like help?
No, the lenders were foreclosing, and they appointed me receiver. And then as receiver, I borrowed super priority money from them, so money above their loan, and we finished buildings.
That's
so
awesome.
Paramount Bay at 20th and Biscayne, we finished.
Okay, sure.
That's probably the most notable one in Miami for your listeners.
Yeah, it's such an interesting place to be, to play in that space, and you're basically what would you call it, like a fee developer for these banks to finish it?
For fee developer for the banks. That's what it was. But it let us keep our foothold in development.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
build a track record.
Yeah, towards the end of recession, we decided that we were ready to buy our own deal, and we bought what was then called the Mahi Shrine Auditorium, which is what River Landing sits on today.
Wow. What year was that?
We contracted in 2011. We closed in 2014 once the city approved the upzoning.
But there was an interesting story on that one too, right? Because when you were with your previous firm, you had almost acquired that, and that deal came back to you.
It did. So at LBD, we made a proposal to buy it for $42 million. And we were going to build 3 condo towers on the river.
How big was the site?
It's 8.5 acres.
Okay.
And we were going to do three condo buildings like any other developer. Put up a condo, sell the condo, move along. And the deal was, they were in litigation between the Shriners and their prior purchaser. So we came in and said, you know what? We'll help settle the litigation. We'll buy the property, and you guys divvy up the dollars. So it was subject to the Shriners' members' approval.
Are these the Shriners with the little hats with the tassels
That
on
raise the money for kids in hospitals.
Yeah, that's okay.
Really good group.
I remember seeing them in parades when I was a kid.
So they bring the contract to the board. The board approves it, subject to a full membership vote. And what we did is we said, you know what, we think we're headed into a recession. It was 2007, and we're not going to be able to build the buildings now, but we will eventually. So we're going to pay the purchase price over the next 3 years in chunks, a down payment, and then we'll pay it in chunks while we go through and wait out the economy. And a lot of these members they're all individuals. They were older. And when you sell a house, you go to a closing, you get a check, you move along, right? They're not used to a structured commercial transaction. So we go to vote, and we lost the vote by one guy. One vote.
That guy,
I owe him.
Yeah, he saved your life.
Yeah. So the deal fails, we walk away. The Shriners take the property back. At the end of the recession, they call us up and they go, hey, you want to buy the property? You did your due diligence. You had a contract. Can we just dust off the old contract, change the date, sign it up? We'll approve it, and we'll go to closing. And I go, yeah, but not at that price. And we negotiated a much lower price, which I'm not going to talk about. And
We'll just look it up on the property records.
You can do that.
Pull it up, Ben. Pull it up.
You can do that. Go ahead. You have your laptops. And a much lower price. And we ended up building what's now River Landing. The funny part about it is that in the media, they still had this idea that we paid $42 million for it. And so when we closed and it became public that we bought it, the article in the paper was that we overpaid for the property because we paid $42 million, and that we were going to lose our shirt because nothing could be built here. No one would come here, etc.
Can you tell us how much you paid for the property? I don't feel like
Haters.
researching this.
$25 million.
25 million.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Hell of a discount.
Yeah.
big discount.
8.5 acre site.
Today's price is not yesterday's price.
No, definitely not in this market, right?
No.
And when did you buy that?
We closed in 2014. We contracted in 2011.
You know, Felipe, ever since we moved into Bureau, my productivity has been through the roof. I mean, I might actually be getting things done for once.
The energy at Bureau just makes work fun. Plus, with 8 locations across South Florida, from South Miami all the way to Hollywood, there's no excuse for not finding a spot to get your shit done, Ben.
And we're not alone. Over 500 local companies call Bureau home. Everything from creative agencies and real estate firms to tech startups, law firms, and media companies. It's a melting pot of brilliant people, and we don't include ourselves in that category.
We definitely don't include ourselves in that category. Bureau really has space for anyone, whether you're flying solo or have a team. There are suites starting at 100 square feet all the way up to 2,000 square feet. They also don't try to lock you into long-term agreements, and everything is month to month.
Let's not forget the important stuff either. The coffee is top tier, staff is incredible, and has a very entrepreneurial vibe. It's not just a workspace, it's a place where work actually gets done.
That's right, Ben. So if you want to level up your workday like we try to do every day, check out Bureau. You might even catch us sipping some espressos between podcast sessions.
Or tequila.
Definitely tequila.
Tell Bureau the Built World sent you, and you'll get 50% off your first month's membership. See you out there. Cheers.
Later.
If your Instagram is collecting dust, so are your leads.
That's why we started working with Sage Marketing. And I gotta say, they're dialed in, Ben.
Yeah, they'll build out your content, help you with your brand voice, and even create custom reels for you. Stuff that looks good, authentic, and performs.
Whether you just need strategy, someone to train your team, or you're ready to hand it all over, Sage has packages for whatever level you're at.
And the best part, you can book a free 15-minute discovery call. No pressure, just a quick call to see where you're at and how they can help.
Hit up socialmedia.sage on Instagram or check the show notes for the link. If you're serious about growing your brand this year, this is the move.
So what were you doing between 11 and 14? Planning and everything?
We were building, developing stuff for third party as a fee developer.
Got it. Okay.
And we were doing the planning and groundwork to upzone the property. The property in 2007 was zoned for 1.8 million square feet in development. And then Miami 21 came along and changed the zoning all over the city.
Yeah.
And at that time, owners could opt in or opt out.
Miami 21, I think, passed in 2010, right? Or 2009.
So owners could opt in or opt out.
Yeah.
They opted out. So instead of being upzoned, they stayed the same. So the only thing you could build on that site was an 8-story building at best. And it limited the density. So in 2007, it was upzoned for 1,000,008 square feet and 28 stories. So we had to go back and get the zoning back, and we did that through what's called a special area plan, and it took 2 years to do it.
But with a special area plan, you need 9 acres, right?
You need 9 acres with a 10% deviation.
Oh, okay.
Right? Take 10% of
Yeah.
9. Get the math? 8.1.
Yeah.
Okay, we
snuck right in there.
right in.
Yeah.
We slid right in there.
That's awesome.
Interesting. I didn't know about the 10% deviation. Look at that.
It's always in the
That's
fine
an attorney.
print. It's always in the fine print.
Yeah,
That's some
it
attorney
is.
shit for
Yeah.
sure.
If you don't read the fine print, you're screwed. So,
And what was that process like building River Landing? I mean, that's a behemoth of a development.
it was when we bought the property, I drew it up on a little Post-it, little 2x2 square Post-it. And I said to Coralie, this is what we're going to build.
And what was that?
Retail, residential, we're going to build something the community needs. A little Post-it, 2x2.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, this is easy. Yeah, financing will be easy. I know the banks and I know the equity guys. The retailers are going to want to be here because this is an unserviced market. It was really hard. It was a struggle.
Who knew?
I didn't think it would be as difficult, honestly. And most people say, where'd you get the balls to take this on? It is a mammoth project and a mammoth undertaking.
What were some of the most notable difficult parts? Like what was where like really rubbed you?
Well, starting with design development with the city, you'll note that the architecture of River Landing has precast walls for a lot of it. And that's because the members of the city commission at the time had a pet peeve that a lot of the buildings in Miami are built with stucco, and over time, owners don't maintain the stucco. So it gets dirty, it gets moldy, you get mildew, it cracks, and people don't maintain it, especially in condominiums. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted this density. We actually asked for 2.5 million square feet of density. And the commission didn't want stuccoed walls because they didn't want people, every day there's 200,000 people that drive by. They didn't want people driving by and seeing ugly.
From the 836? Or,
yeah, 836. They didn't want people driving by seeing ugly, unmaintained, moldy, cracked walls.
Yeah.
And so we did these beautiful precast panels on a lot of the retail. So the design process with negotiating with the city and city planners it wasn't difficult, but it made our project more expensive. It was I think a good back and forth, and the city became like a partner in the project. They were engaged because of it. We wanted 2.5 million square feet of development rights, and the city said, okay, but we don't want your trucks on the street because it's the health district, or your delivery trucks, and we don't want them parked on the river because the river's beautiful. And so we came up with this idea that all of our trucks loading, unloading, garbage, etc., would all happen underground. Mm-hmm. So we built, engineering-wise, we built a basement underground that's 25 feet below the road, and that was an engineering feat.
Shit, that sounds cheap.
Yeah, it was really cheap.
Cheap and easy.
Right.
A 25-foot basement next to the river.
You got to see it.
Yeah.
We've been to River Landing. You haven't seen you haven't seen the city underground.
We haven't. No.
It's amazing.
That's crazy.
Dang, I didn't realize that.
All the important stuff happens underground.
That's crazy. Because when we were there, we didn't notice any trucks or anything. I didn't see anything.
That was the deal with the city. If we wanted the upzoning, we had to get the trucks off the road.
So, so for the listeners that haven't been on there, it's an interesting concept, right? Because in a way, it's similar to Jeff Berkowitz's project, right? Where you have parking on the same level as the stores, but you have a residential component too as well. And we've seen examples of this, like on Alton Road as well. They had a project there. But we haven't seen residential. Like, how did this idea all come about? Because this is kind of unique. I haven't seen this really in too many other places. Did you travel somewhere and say, I'm going to try this concept here in Miami?
So I think you're referring initially to Dadeland Station.
Yeah.
That's a Jeff Berkowitz project, and Fifth and Alton was also. But
yep.
Dadeland Station is something that we looked at in our designs, where there's a parking garage on one side and then you park and walk across,
right,
and you get into your retail component. But that, to me, was pure destination retail.
Yeah.
You parked, you went to your Target or your Best Buy, and then you packed up and went home. Our idea was to create enough retail action that you would travel amongst our floors vertically and horizontally. And to do that, we put retail in the parking garage. So you park your car and the first thing you come to is retail.
Yeah.
Whether it's, we have an old, and so we have on the parking garage side, we have retailers like Ulta and Five Below, Planet Fitness, Old Navy. But on the other side of that, we'll have a Ross, TJ's, Burlington, Pet Supermarket, Hobby Lobby. And so we were creating energy on both sides of the project, and it was a little bit different than what Jeff had considered. Personally, I think Jeff didn't have enough land to do what we did at Dadeland Station, because you just need more land.
Yeah. I mean, but he was he's the one that sort of developed this idea of retail and parking on the same level, right?
He developed the idea, he proved that vertical retail in Miami works.
Yeah.
The retailers are really scared of vertical retail.
Yep.
And that if you do the parking right, it works. So, for instance, the Miracle Marketplace is vertical retail. That retail has struggled.
Yeah.
Because the parking's just not so great.
Yeah.
But Dadeland Station works very well, mainly because it's in Dadeland, but it does really well with parking. Fifth and Alton does really well, but it has probably a lot more walking traffic to it.
Yep.
Because of the density of South Beach as opposed to car traffic.
Well, and the cool thing about your design is you have the garage on the one side, and then on the other side, we talk about going from one side to the other. There's this beautiful atrium that lets in all this natural light. And is there glass ceiling up there? I forget.
There's a glass canopy ceiling.
So you're protected from the rain.
So the idea was the river's gorgeous. There's very few properties along the Miami River that are simply open to the public.
Yeah.
You could come and just hang out. And our idea was that we were going to build a beautiful river walk. The first thing we designed was the river walk. And then we said, okay, what are we going to build on the upland? And the idea of the center atrium was actually that it was a place where people could come and congregate and just hang out. And it's supposed to be a place where you don't feel the pressure to do anything. You don't want to shop, don't shop. You want to just hang out, hang out. And we actually negotiated with the city the size of that atrium. And to the city's credit, we wanted to make it about 60 feet wide because we felt that was the right distance from parking, garage to retail. And the city asked for it to be 90 feet. And it actually is a better atrium at 90 feet. There's just more room. It's spacious. When you walk in from the urban side on North River Drive, you step up to the atrium, you can see out to the river.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And how many? Are they all apartments or are they condo as well?
It's all apartments, 528 apartments. So you asked, is this unique because we built apartments? And the answer is in one project, sure. Why did we build the apartments? We felt there was an unmet demand for more centrally located, upscale luxury apartments. Our rents are slightly below Brickell, but our quality is every bit as much as Brickell. And we felt that if we built better ingress and egress and easy parking, so we have in and out on 836, you have back roads that you can get to us very easily. We have 2,300 car parks. We felt that it would bring to us a market that was looking for something other than the congestion of Brickell.
And you said 500 apartments.
528 apartments.
This is footsteps away from, you can walk to Jackson. Are most of the residents of these apartments working in the health district?
No. It's a mixed bag. It's just like our community.
Yeah. Interesting.
We certainly do have doctors and medical school students and nurses. We have lawyers.
What percentage do you think are health district workers? Because they're residents coming in and out all the time too, right?
I would think, my guess, 10%.
Oh wow, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a lot of social media people that work from home. We have a couple of influencers that live there. We have people that do marketing in there. They work from home. We have a Sony music executive.
Yeah.
It's really a mixed bag. We're actually seeing an anomaly. We didn't think that families would come and want to live in this area of Miami.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see a demand for families.
Interesting.
With small kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you have everything downstairs.
Yeah.
We do. You never have to leave.
Yeah. Publix downstairs, everything.
This episode is brought to you by Built World Advisors. Yeah, that's us. We're not your typical commercial brokerage. We combine deep market knowledge with a media platform that actually connects to people doing deals, the developers, brokers, architects, and attorneys.
Let's not forget the investors, Ben. From warehouses in East Hialeah to off-market gems in Allapattah, we help you find value where others aren't looking. If you're tired of waiting for opportunities to land in your inbox, let's talk.
Built World Advisors, real estate for the people who get shit done. You can check us out at builtworldadvisors.com.
And this part took you. When was this delivered?
We broke ground in 2017,
Oh, okay.
and we delivered in 2020.
So 3 years of pre-development,
3 years of pre-development.
and then 3 years to actually
Yeah.
build the thing.
Yeah.
That had to be satisfying to see that shovel go in the ground finally.
It was. Yeah, it was. And to see it finish now and see the community accept it and understand what we did and use it. We had 6.8 million visitors last year.
Wow.
Year over year, the last 2 years in a row, we're up 20% in our visitors.
Wow. That's amazing. And when you're doing a project like this, do you pre-lease all the retail, or do you build some of it and hope that they'll come?
We were 60% pre-leased.
Okay.
We have one retail space, one riverfront restaurant space available. Other than that, we're full.
That's awesome. And while you're doing a big project like this, are you doing other projects as well, or were you guys pretty much fully focused on river landing?
We wrapped up some of our receivership projects while this originally got started, but this has been a singular focus. It's you think about river landing, it's really 3 buildings in one. It's a retail tower that has office in it.
Right.
It's 2 apartment towers. So it's really building 3 things at once.
For sure.
It's a big project.
And so you guys went from LBD to Hellinger Pen and Bed companies.
Correct.
And then did you rebrand to Urban X, or what
We
is?
did.
Okay, so it's kind of a continuation of what you initially originally started.
Yeah, Hellinger Penabad Companies was something we used as our development platform because we were doing receivership work, but people were asking us to do it because it was me. So it made sense to use my name.
Right.
But as we're buying things and building buildings and doing other development work that wasn't third party, it made sense to rebrand.
And how do you find is it just because you were in the business for so long that you had the equity lined up for something like this? Because that's not a small equity check to raise all these.
If you did your homework, you'll see we entered into a bit of a foreclosure.
Okay.
I thought it would be easy. When I was at LBD, we borrowed a lot of money. We knew the debt and equity players, and I thought this is easy. I just pick up the Rolodex, and I'll just call the guy, and this is easy. Because who wouldn't want a building that's 60% pre-leased in retail, apartments in Miami, on the Miami River? This is an easy deal. I mean, when we were out looking for money, we had Publix, Ross, TJ's, Burlington, Hobby Lobby,
Wow.
And AMC movie theaters signed up to be tenants.
That's awesome.
So we thought, this is easy. Mm-hmm. This is financeable. Equity ought to come in. Yeah. It turned out it wasn't so easy. At some point, our pre-development lender filed foreclosure.
Okay. Just took too long?
It was just taking too long.
Yeah.
And we entered into a standstill agreement. And they said to me, we needed to file the foreclosure because you're late in your delivery and paying us off. You didn't raise the debt and equity we thought you'd raise. But we know you're going to work it out. You're going to figure it out.
Now that we have the gun pointed at your back.
Yeah, right. And so I said, well, I'll give you the deed. No, we're going to keep funding you. We know that you can do this. We believe that you're going to get it done. We just needed to do it so we tell our auditors that we did it. Okay. So literally a year goes by. The bank continues to fund loan advances, so we move the project forward. And then one day in, I think it was November of 2016, right, Friday after Thanksgiving, I picked up the phone, I called the president of the bank, and I go, I had it, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm going to go do something else. The deed is on my desk. I'm signing the deed. I think it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm FedExing it to you for Monday delivery. And he says, don't do that. I know you're going to work it out. Hang up, call me back at 2 o'clock, and let me know if you agree or disagree. So at 12 o'clock, a guy calls me up. He says, hi, Andy. I woke up today thinking about you. I have a couple of guys from Canada that want to invest in Miami real estate, and they like Publix anchored. do you know of any deals? And I go, well, I happen to have one deal.
The only deal.
The universe delivers.
Yeah.
And I did a conversation with the CEO of one of the companies, and he says, I'm going to give you 15 minutes to talk with me. And I go, okay. We talked. Conversation lasted about an hour. He says, I'm going to fly down on Sunday and meet you. Flies down. And he says, if you can get a discounted loan, I'll buy the debt. And if you and I can't work out a deal for development of the property, I want you to agree to work for me to finish the project. And we shook hands, and he bought the debt.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Crazy
Amazing.
story.
That's awesome.
If you ever wanted to think, is there a higher power?
Yeah.
There's some master plan out there that said, I want to make this really difficult on you so that when you complete the project, it feels so much better.
Yeah.
It goes back to getting the reps in with your dad in the backyard when the lights come on.
I guess it does.
And
And
don't give up.
And so that company was H&R Reed out of Canada, who owns the asset today. And
Wow.
we're a development partner.
That's amazing. So what's next for Urban X? Are you going to do another 10-year deal, or is there another 8-acre project out there that you're looking to take on?
It's
or?
funny. A lot of brokers call me like, I got an 8-acre parcel. I got a 10-acre parcel. And,
You want more of that, don't you?
yeah, bring it on.
We got a couple.
So we own about 2 acres on the north side of River Landing. We're approved by the city to build another apartment tower of up to 475 units. I'm not sure the economy and the debt and equity markets right now facilitate the building of a podium high-rise building.
Pretty tough to make those numbers work today.
Pretty tough right now. And so we're taking a pause to see what we think where the market's going, or does this need to be a smaller building? What should we do with it? But the plan was, before the volatility in the market, was to start construction this year of a River Landing North tower.
Cool.
And then we'll look for opportunities as I think the market's going to soften a bit, and I think we'll look for opportunities to do that. You guys are in the industrial business. At one point we looked at industrial, and who knows? Maybe I'll do something there.
What do you think? What do you think of the market today? We were talking a little bit before we went on the pod, but it's a weird time.
It's a weird time because deals are still getting done, but not in the volume of previous years. So there's a couple of deals that were just reported that traded, but it seems like that those deals had special circumstances to them.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, it's hard to make multifamily high-rise work.
Yeah.
I think you can make workforce housing, live local housing work if you're building to a cheap enough standard, which is, again, one of my problems. We try and build to a luxury standard. We'd like a building that you can eventually condo convert it out. So the market's hard, and market's hard to read. I think landowners are still sitting on land thinking that it's Florida gold, and they ought to hold out for prices that are unrealistic to everybody else. But then you have condos that are new condos seem to be in demand, and the ultra wealthy single family homes still seem to be trading at really high numbers. So there's money chasing things in Miami. It's just hard to figure where we're headed to. Our rates going up, interest rates going up and down, our multifamily rents going up or down, our land prices going up or down, and everybody's waiting to figure out when's the volatility going to settle? What's the price of steel going to be? The drywall, the parts and pieces that go into air conditioning, aluminum that goes into so much of what we build.
It's really like the tale of two cities. To your point, the super high-end houses are selling. When we were at ULI, we saw 3 presentations on super high-end branded residences. Those are moving. Those guys are selling like crazy. The ultra lux stuff seems to be okay, but everything else seems in this holding pattern, more or less. Everyone's waiting to see what Trump will tweet next.
Well, Miami is, that's right. Miami is the Riviera, right? It's the Riviera of Latin America. and it's still a wealthy playground.
Yeah.
And that's our reputation. So money is coming here. European money, Latin American money, crypto money. The question is, if our country continues an isolationist policy, are people still going to want to come here? We may want to go to their country, but are they going to want to come here? Are they going to buy it? You'll get the flavor of that, let's say, at Art Basel. What's the report of condo sales at Art Basel?
Yeah.
Because people may come to Art Basel on vacation and buy art. That's not a real indicator. But did they buy the houses and condos while they were here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're really not, we feel like we're another country in a lot of ways down here too, right? So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I like that perspective though. I mean, we are in the U.S., but not really part of the U.S., I feel like.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Look at this. You're lobbying to be our own country.
Hey, that'd be cool.
That's a great
Should we
idea.
secede?
We should. The Republic of Miami. I think that's brilliant.
That'd be kind of badass.
That would be badass.
Broward would be so jealous.
So jealous. The whole state would be jealous.
You guys got to come through the border
Yeah.
Will you ever retire, Andy? Is that ever
I haven't thought about retiring.
No?
I think healthy. My dad worked until he was in his 70s.
Good for him.
And I think a little bit of work, maybe work less.
Yeah.
But I think once you're in an active business and you're doing what you enjoy, keep doing it. But if you want to do it less, do it less. So maybe I'll play a little bit more tennis.
As you say, it's those racket sports.
I'm not taking up pickleball even as
You know what you should take up though is what I've been playing is beach tennis. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
He's skeptical.
Yeah. Listen, I understand your skepticism because of pickleball, but I think, in the hierarchy of, racket sports, it goes tennis up top. I think beach tennis is a second. Padel is probably a third, and then you got pickle all the way at the bottom.
I've been meaning to try padel.
Yeah.
Is padel's like racquetball, right?
It's a mixture of, say, racquetball and squash.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, right?
Yeah. But you haven't stepped up to that.
Haven't tried it.
Yeah. I'd like that. I like a man that keeps himself, where his passion is.
I mean, guy was a pro tennis player.
I know,
Why would you
right?
play anything else when you just
Exactly.
fuck everyone up on the tennis court?
I've been meaning to try
Yeah.
padel. There's a lot of friends of mine. There's a friend of mine. He's a former tennis teacher. He's playing pickleball now.
Really?
And
Sell out.
Sell out. Yeah, right. That's what I keep telling him.
Can you even be friends with him anymore?
Well, if his tennis game is still of good quality,
Yeah.
yes. If
All
it's
right.
not, no. Honestly,
He may become unrecognizable soon.
that's right. And then I had a good friend it's a real estate broker. He was playing a lot of tennis and a lot of fun to play with. He gave it up for pickleball, and now he's on the professional pickleball circuit.
Wow.
He's got a sponsor to play pickleball.
That's crazy.
That could be you, Andy.
No.
That's like going pro at ping pong.
I have a bit of a real estate gig.
I think ping pong's above pickleball actually too.
Oh, yeah?
I can fit in
I like that
2.5 hours of tennis a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
And still do my real estate gig.
Yeah.
Professional pickleball,
Yeah.
no,
Not in the cards.
not in the cards.
Well,
Too
Andy,
much effort.
Thanks for coming down and telling your story and
Yeah.
joining us.
Hey,
This
this
was
was
Super cool.
enjoyable.
Bringing
Thanks for the
pizza.
drink.
Yeah, thank you for the pizza.
I came for the drink.
laughs. Yeah. Not the company. The company's terrible.
I came for the drink.
Yeah.
I was told by Paolo plan to finish the whole bottle. We didn't. I see it over there. It's like full. It's embarrassing.
Well, we got time. We could do some more work.
Yeah, we could. Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Andy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome, Andy. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You too.
Take care.
Cheers.